Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. How's that for a start?
That's absolutely magnificent. Do it again.
Pray silence for Sharon, Tracey, Dunne and Patricia Jordan from the Cross-Border Orchestra of Ireland. You're welcome back.
Great.
It's about six weeks, is it?
Just about that.
Yeah, and we were talking then about the soloist competition. You're going to take some lucky person from the island of Ireland away with you to Carnegie Hall.
Correct and right, Rowan. Yeah.
Right. What's the progress?
So we launched the programme, as you say, about 6 weeks ago, and we invited young people from all over Ireland and Northern Ireland to apply to be part of this competition. And we are hoping to find an extraordinarily talented young person between the ages of 12 and 23 to come to New York and perform with the Cross-Border Orchestra of Ireland at Carnegie Hall on the 30th of October.
That is some gig.
I know, it's an incredible gig,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. One of the greatest stages in the world.
Absolutely.
So it has to be somebody brilliant.
Well, sure, you will get someone brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a huge amount of talent in Ireland.
Ireland is that seedbed.
Yeah, we've been travelling the length and breadth of the country for the past 20 years with the orchestra. We have seen extraordinary talent. So I just hope that we're blown away.
Yeah. Before we go into the detail of it, define for me your respective role. You're the director of the orchestra.
Correct.
Patricia, your role in it?
I'm the Northern Ireland coordinator, so I help out this side of the border.
Wow. If you're a coordinator, you're doing more than helping out. I tell you.
She's phenomenal, I can tell you.
Yeah.
She is absolutely phenomenal. She's just the most organised person that I have ever met.
Yeah.
And
you need that.
And you don't say no to Patricia.
No.
That's it.
Patricia, are you musical yourself?
Well, I did learn to play the piano, but my daughter is violinist with the orchestra. So, and she's very musical.
Can you play the piano?
I can, but not as good now as
I
I
would
used
have been
to.
dangerous if I had stayed at piano lessons. I really, really would.
You are dangerous, Rowan.
You think so? That's the nicest thing's been said to me all morning.
Of course you are.
I tell you, I love that concept. Dangerous at 70, which is a grand thing.
There you go.
The notion of being musical, it's in, my daughters, we put them to music. Now their children are at music and everything's flowing from that. That first little pebble we threw onto the pond and music has come out. Where did your musicality start?
My grandmother, who was from Enniskillen, was the church organist, and apparently she was an extraordinary singer. I didn't know her.
Yeah.
My own mother I'm still trying to find somebody who has as beautiful a voice as my own mother.
Wow.
She's 80 and her voice hasn't aged.
When are you taking her on the programme?
Oh, Rowan.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it be nice?
It would be very nice.
She is absolutely the most musical, talented, incredible person that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. She is just amazing.
Where does that kind of talent and skill come? What I'm getting at is there a musical mind, a brain, in which the mindset is automatically in tune with the concept of musicality?
I think that definitely there's talent, and no different to anything else, no different to sport or no different to maths or painting. Everybody has a level, a level of talent in that particular area. But I also believe that everybody can be musical to a certain extent. Everybody can learn music to a certain extent. Not everybody has the incredible flair and talent that you need
and
to go
are
on
we
and become
saying
great.
that there is a plateau, that everybody has talent to a certain extent?
I think so.
And no matter what you do with Joe and Mary and Brian and Stuart, they will rise anyway and be brilliant. But the other group, maybe they'll rise here and will go no further. Is that the way it is?
I think there's an awful lot more to it, maybe. An awful lot depends on, for example, who you're going to for lessons.
Yeah.
If you have a teacher who is technically brilliant and can give you all the technical brilliance that you need to become a brilliant musician, then you will rise an awful lot further.
But technical brilliance is only the beginning.
But it's huge. It's huge. It's like golfing. It's like golfing, Rowan. If you get the technique wrong at the beginning, it doesn't matter how brilliant you are. You will never rise to the level that you need to rise to.
But surely there comes a moment of marriage, a sacred togetherness of technique and deep heart's core stuff that something is coming through you from the stars.
Absolutely, yeah. And but you need that technique to be able to voice it, or to be able to let it out there and let it flow.
And you have to want to work as well.
Oh, it's
How
do you get to
you could be
Carnegie
really
Hall?
talented,
You
but if you
practice,
don't
practice, and
work,
practice.
you won't get anywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
I couldn't play a violin. My fingers are too small. I couldn't. I then tried once to play
It's not really how small they are, for any string instrument. It's the level, the height of them. If they're nearly the same length, it's easier.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have very long fingers and short fingers like I have, it's much more difficult.
Yeah. I wish you'd brought your violin with you today.
Thank God I didn't. Thank God you're having a piano as well.
That would have been good. We must get a piano in here. Wouldn't that be a good thing to have?
Could be
We would have
dangerous,
what do they call it, a keyboard thing.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we shouldn't.
Yeah,
We will
absolutely.
advise them on this as the day goes on. Maybe next time you see
Sure.
it. What's the state of the orchestra at the moment? How many people have you got, and where are you practicing and all the rest of it?
We have over 100 in the orchestra, and young people from all over the country, north, south, east and west. We're based still in the Dundalk Institution, the Dundalk Institute of Technology, where we've been since about 2000, I think. And we've fantastic facilities there.
I was there with you for that nationwide.
That's right.
And I remember the concert, and I remember Dermot Ahern was there that day too.
right.
Was that right?
That's
was
right.
that? I'm thinking the right time.
Dermot Ahern was the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
He was
at that time.
He was indeed, and a Dundalk man through and through, a Black Rock man,
Black
really.
Rock
I
man.
suppose that would
Correct
be
and
it.
right, yeah.
So you have a strong orchestra. The gig in New York is what? Talk to us about the orchestral gig before we talk about the soloist.
Yeah, so, well, the young people in the orchestra, I feel, work very, very hard. We come together, the year starts for us in August. So, for example, this August we have a 2-week intensive workshop. They will be in sections for the first week. They'll be together with the full orchestra and the conductor for the second week. And then every Sunday thereafter, they have a 4-hour rehearsal in Dundalk.
4 hours, a lot of rehearsing.
It's a lot of rehearsal.
Do they get a
every
break?
single
They
week.
get a break.
Get a little break. Get a little break.
Very, very short.
Tough
And then, but you will have families who will drive from Cork and from Galway and from
to
all
Dundalk
over the
on a
country
Sunday.
to Dundalk every single Sunday. And it's the commitment that the entire family makes to bring that child, one child or maybe 2 children, to be part of that orchestra. So it's a huge commitment for the family. The kids within the orchestra work extremely hard. And then when they get up to perform, and they have a very, very intensive performance schedule, they have maybe up to 15 concerts between January, February, March every spring, all over the country, Waterfront Hall in Belfast, RDS in Dublin, Cork Opera House or City Hall in Cork or whatever. But when they get up to perform, they are brilliant, and people are always aghast that they sound professional. How come we're looking at such young faces and yet they sound so professional? It's because they work so hard.
Was there a time of breakthrough? Getting those you would gig for to say, "Wow, come on!" And was there a time where they were said, "Who? Crossbar? I don't know anything about you. Go away." You had a nut to crack.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it took years. It took years for people for it suddenly to become a kind of a household name. So that at this stage, there's very few people, the length and breadth of the country, who haven't heard. Haven't heard about the orchestra.
And how did that breakthrough come about?
I think it was that we did everything we could to open it out, to make sure that we didn't want it to be elitist, we didn't want it to be exclusive or anything like that. We really wanted to include people from every background, at every level, and we really got that message out all over the country. And we had great help from people like yourself, Rowan, who came in and said, we'll help you to put this word out all over the country.
It was a joy to do that.
But that's the kind of thing that really helped us.
I had the privilege of covering something that had never in the whole history of Ireland or musicality existed before.
Correct and right, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The northern end of it, did we flow easily in the southern direction, or was there was a bit of reluctance at the beginning because
I think it's building, Rowan, and we're very fortunate this year. We actually have 10 young people from the Newry area alone, you know. We're still trying to get the word out around. People tend to think that Dundalk's far away, but with the new road,
No, Dundalk is so easy.
It's so easy to get to, and where we actually rehearse is very easy.
And beautiful and
it
modern
is, yes.
and a joy to go to.
It is very comfortable surroundings, and I mean, I was guilty myself. I hadn't actually travelled to Dundalk that much until my daughter said that she was joining, you know. Now I know a direct route there.
I remember, this is absolutely true. I was sitting on the train going to Dublin one Saturday morning, and I'm sitting there, and a wee family came in. They were from Antrim, or they were from maybe Lisburn or something like that. And they're sitting across there and they're looking out, and we're approaching Dundalk, and the wee boy says to his mummy, Mummy, is this Ireland yet?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, you know, that there was that level of not understanding the concept of an island of Ireland. Okay, it's a divided island, that's fine, but that shocked me beyond belief. But you're actually doing things to develop the individuality of, you know, you're not asking anyone to give up on their tradition of musicality, their tradition of culture. You're saying bring it with you, make us stronger.
Exactly. And we put a huge focus on trying to get music specifically arranged that has never been arranged before. So we've taken the bagpiping tradition, and we've had huge works arranged to include bagpipes and include, you know, music from both cultures.
Of course.
And like we have a fabulous piece of music called Crossing Borders, which incorporates She Moved Through the Fair. It starts with She Moves Through the Fair and uilleann pipes. But it builds into the sash.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then you have these two pieces pitted against each other, and then it ends in a beautiful new anthem. Now, I've got slated for that. I've been told that's an absolute outrage and a disgrace and all that kind of thing.
But that doesn't annoy you to be told that, because you know you're right.
Not at all. But it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, you know.
Yeah. Now, is there, I'm shooting a breeze here, just taking a chance, is there anything on YouTube about your orchestra that we could source and put out?
Yeah, there are clips on YouTube.
So what if Sean has a chance, what should he Google?
It's CBOI Official.
CBOI Official
on YouTube, yeah.
On YouTube.
And you'll get various
clips. So when Sean, if we're lucky, you know, Sean will come up with something.
Terrific.
He'll do his best. But I maybe should have thought of it earlier.
No.
Have it, you know.
Yeah.
So the competition, the gig in Carnegie Hall.
Yes,
many nights, what's it all about?
Okay, so we're going to New York for about a week or so. We're going out on a Sunday. We have concerts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night in other areas around New York. One of them is out actually in the University of Connecticut. Another place called Moravian, another place called Harrison. So they're kind of out in the perimeter. And then on the Thursday night, the 30th of October, we have one night in Carnegie Hall.
You've been there before?
We were there nearly 10 years ago.
Tell me of the atmosphere, tell me of the crowd, tell me of the feeling, the excitement, the wonderment.
Oh my God, I can't nearly describe it. It is just...
Physically, what does the place look like?
Physically, the place is absolutely stunning. And 10 years ago, it had just finished a major refurbishment. So it was absolutely gleaming. It's everything you expect. You know, it's got the wine upholstery and the wine carpet, and everything is cream and gold and chandeliers, and it's just magnificent. The acoustic is absolutely incredible.
Kids, these young people with you, they walk out onto that.
Yeah, they walk out onto that.
And they go...
Oh, it's breathtaithing. It's absolutely breathtaking. And then, you know, you've got all the balconies. I remember going out just to take a bow. And I nearly couldn't. You know, in 2005. Absolutely. I nearly couldn't. So I don't know how young people only could do it, to actually go out on that stage.
Hold your thought a moment, and I'll communicate with Sean, our studio manager. Is there anything, Sean? What's it called again? CBOI Official, as in Cross-Border Orchestra of Ireland. CBOI Official. So Sean is working away there.
Okay, but one gorgeous memory from the last time was we were afraid that the kids would be too awestruck when we got to Carnegie Hall. So we decided we'd take them there the day before and let them look at it, let them see it. So as we're walking towards Carnegie Hall, there's about 140 of us in total. They start singing New York, New York.
Your kids?
Yeah, at the tops of their voices. And they stopped the traffic. The entire traffic all stopped to watch them singing New York, New York. It was absolutely
As it used
incredible.
to.
And they all started blowing the horns and waving
Yeah,
at them.
for God's sake.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
But we met an old lady, another silly story, like we met an old lady when we were getting off the plane, when we arrived in New York, and she was waiting for somebody, for her daughter to pick her up, and she was saying, where are you all coming from? Where are you all going? And we said, oh, we're coming from Ireland.
She wanted to know.
We're coming. This lady was about 90, Rowan. You're only a child.
I see it. My
compared
eyes
to-
are seeing all of this.
So we said, we're from Ireland and we're playing in Carnegie Hall and whatever night. And she said, oh, you're so lucky. Oh, I live 3 hours outside New York, or I'd love to be there.
Yeah.
So we were saying, oh, you have to go, you have to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got a car, and all this kind of thing. Anyway, the concert came and went. And as we're closing down and making sure we have everything gone, after 7 standing ovations, might I add, there's this old lady wandering around on her own in the foyer, looking for us to say
That you made it.
I was here. And she said, I can die happy now. That was the
the most-
best night of my life.
That's the
She had got a
most
taxi
beautiful
3
story.
hours in, left the
Yeah.
taxi waiting, and was getting the taxi 3 hours back.
I think that's a lovely story.
Oh, it was lovely.
If you've never done anything else in your
Exactly.
musical life, that's
Exactly.
all you need to have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
That's a great moment altogether.
Yeah,
So finally,
extraordinary
we'll go
night.
back now to the gig, to the
Competition.
the competition and the soloist.
Patricia.
Go ahead.
Well, soloist, the heats are starting from Thursday in Galway.
Galway
and-
Thursday,
And
Cork
then Cork
Friday.
on Friday.
Cork Friday. You're,
And
you're
Newry.
travelling. You're both travelling. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, I'm not going to travel to all of them.
No, but
that
you
would
are.
be too much, but
Yes.
Sharon is.
Yes. Yeah.
And but on Saturday it's our very own Northern Ireland heat, and that's going to be held in Bellini's in Newry itself.
Wow, the heat's in Newry on
The
Saturday.
heat's in Newry, and we've got quite a few young people from Newry, Banbridge,
Wonderful.
Lochbrickland,
Wonderful.
Waringstown, as far as Ballymena, Ballymoney, all over actually, coming to Bellini's on Saturday. So we're very excited about that.
Yes.
And Patricia wants a Northern Ireland winner.
They wouldn't.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my
Yeah.
best. You know, we have quite a few, and I was really impressed. We
Yeah.
actually have as many from the north as we have
That's
from Cork.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
But
good.
I mean, we have a great tradition in this part of the world of the South Ulster Youth Orchestra and the South Ulster Youth Band and things like that.
Absolutely.
Educationally, people have been doing music for as long as
Well, they
I
have.
can remember. That's where my own kids started.
Yeah.
You know.
We've had fantastic links
Yeah.
with the South Ulster Youth Orchestra
So
and Band
I
over
think
years.
Sean has told us that before you go away, I think we should. What length is it, Sean?
3 minutes.
We have a lovely 3 minutes here that could be useful for us to see. Shall we take potluck and go for
We'll
it?
take potluck.
We
God
never
knows
got
what
to
it-
where we are today by not taking a chance. So
That's
press
true.
the button, Sean. Roll it, Colette was the famous
That's
Gay Byrne
right.
one.
Roll it there, Sean.
Roll it. Our thanks there to Sean Byrne for that musical interlude. We hit it right there. Different kind of your operation, that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a project called Peace Proms that we started.
Peace Promise.
Peace Proms.
Peace Proms. What a
Peace
nice
Proms,
idea.
yeah, kind of like a walk through our history to where we are now. That was the idea of the
Yes,
proms
yeah.
towards peace. And we started it kind of in a small way, just inviting choirs from primary schools to come along and sing with us. And we tried to pick songs with a theme of peace and hope for the future and all that kind of thing. And it started maybe the first year with about 200 children involved and coming along and singing with us. There's now over 18,000 children involved from all over Ireland, north and south.
When did you have your last Peace Proms?
We had our last Peace Proms last February or March.
Just the first weekend in March was the last
First weekend in March
yeah.
in the Waterfront Hall, was it?
No, that was the year before.
Where do you get 18,000 children?
There's about 500 schools have signed up from all over the country to be part of this project, and they see it as an invaluable kind of music education program that they can use within the schools, and it's got all sorts of different messages that they can link up with the curriculum. So we send out a music pack to the schools in September. They work on it within the school until the February, and then we do these concerts all over the country in January, February, March, and the choirs all come together. So
But logistically, the bringing together of choirs and 18,000 people, it's a huge undertaking.
it's a huge undertaking, but they are managed by their teachers. And teachers are the best managers imaginable.
It's a series of modules, if you like,
Exactly.
coming together.
Exactly, yeah. And I know it seems like impossible. How can this possibly happen? And it happens seamlessly.
I'm tempted to say it was meant to be from the very start of time, because you're making a contribution to the well-being of our future.
Thanks, Rowan. Yeah, it seems to have, this particular project seems to have a huge impact. And yeah, huge interest.
Yeah, and it's so exciting for the children. I mean, that's how my daughter got involved in the first place. She actually went with St. Joseph's in Bestbrook to Newry Town Hall in 2010 to sing with the choir. And she said, I want to play in that orchestra. And so she had to wait patiently, well, not so patiently, another 2 years until she was 12, you know, and she just has thrived. She's now 14 and has 2 years.
Wonderful.
So, come on,
wonderful.
just a huge
Back to the soloist competition. Have you any inkling yet of the kind of offerings you're being made?
Yeah, there's just a very, very wide range, Rowan. We have classically trained musicians, we have traditional musicians and singers and folk and pop and absolutely everything. Every instrument, trumpets, pipe organs, pianos, saxophones, violins,
Guitars,
drums, and singers, very wide range of singers from classically trained to pop. So there's a real treat in store for us just attending these competitions and these.
There's a real challenge in store for you as well, because how in God's name are you going to select the best in Ireland?
Well, first of all, you know, we have an awful lot of phenomenal musicians within the orchestra. So obviously the person who wins has to be better than everybody we have in the orchestra. That's number one, okay? And number two, they have to be able to get up there and be so talented and so accomplished and be able to give such an incredible performance that we believe they have earned the privilege of performing on the greatest stage in the world. There's not going to be too many that would fit that category.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. But I mean, I sense that in the way you're talking, I just feel this, you're totally non-patronizing.
No.
You're dealing with these people and you're saying to them, I know you're out there.
Yeah.
We're
I know
going to
you're
find
out there.
you.
We're going to find you. We're going to find you.
When we find you, you will know you're good.
Exactly.
And
You
then
will know you're
when
good.
you reach the mountaintop, then you will start to climb, so to speak.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And I agree with you. They are out there. These talented young people, musicians and singers are out there. And maybe they haven't even discovered themselves yet. Maybe they don't even know what they're capable of yet. There aren't a huge amount of phenomenal opportunities open to them.
No.
You
There's
know,
a lot.
so-
There's this silly commercial thing that you see on
Silly
television, which
commercial
I
things
hate.
where
all-
other people are trying to make money out of them and exploit them.
Yeah.
No, we're not trying to do any of that. We're trying to
You're
find this talent
huge.
and just use it, open the world to them.
Wow, I think this is just as good as it gets. Really, really,
The thing is too, Ron, there's a lot of children out there who'll be applying for this, and it takes a great deal of courage to even put yourself up
True.
Yes.
for to do a heat like this.
It takes a great deal to put
courage
yourself up.
to put yourself up there to do that, and we appreciate that. And it's no reflection on them if they don't
Of
make it
course not.
through this time, but it should encourage them that if we try to run this as we intend to do on an annual basis, they've got another year to grow.
Absolutely.
So to come back to us in a year again,
There's
you
a pattern
don't-
in place.
Yeah, just keep on going, because eventually, you know, you can
But you see,
get
I
there.
sense from my knowledge of those who are involved in this kind of music, involved with you in the orchestra, there's a maturity there from a very young age, because born out of the need for a constancy of practice, a need to collaborate well with their fellows and to do it in a successful way. So that kind of musical maturity and maturity of action as well in there. Do you see that?
Oh, you see it hugely. Sometimes I am listening to maybe a group of young people who might be 14, young fellas maybe in the orchestra. And I think I'm listening to 60-year-olds. The conversations are rooted in, you know, what we need to do to make this better, and how we can improve this, and what needs to happen to go forward. And you're absolutely 100% right, maturity. And then you'll have young people doing exams. They might have A-level exams. So they're there for their 4 hours on Sunday. They've already done 4 or 5 hours study. They know that next weekend they're going to have 4 concerts in Belfast. So they need to have so much work, schoolwork done, whatever else done before then.
That's gracious.
And then these kids will come out and they'll tell you, oh, I got 5 A stars. You're going, oh my God.
It's a celebration of youth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable how mature they become and how...
Yeah, I mean, my daughter herself, that's one thing her school commented on, that no matter how much she was involved with music, you know, outside of the school, that she hadn't let schoolwork and even participation in school life drop at all. And she actually got a trophy this year for her individual contribution to the life of the college, you know, so...
You see, it's a discipline that grows, and what comes out of the music finds its way, percolates throughout their entire lives.
Every other
there.
aspect.
So people are interested in your orchestra. It's too late for people this year to take an interest in the soloist, but you will bring the soloist into us, will you, when you've chosen the person?
Absolutely.
We want to see that, and by that stage we'll have a keyboard, Sharon, Tracey.
Fantastic.
And you may be
can't
required to
wait.
do something. I tell you. We will do this thing. So if people sort of say, I want to be involved in the cross-border youth orchestra of Ireland,
Yeah.
what do they do next?
You go to the website. Yeah, cboi.ie, and you can apply online there.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's simple as that. We're taking new members this November, actually.
Right, you got it. November, go on the web, cboi.ie. And that'll do it. Thank you for coming in.
Pleasure,
Very, very
Ron.
good. Thank
Absolute
you.
pleasure.
Patricia,
Thanks
thank
very
you.
much.
Very, very kind of you. Thank you. We'll play some music of a different ilk now, but it's all music.
Wonderful. It's all good.